First of all, if any of the kids would like to come up a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed it, but the older generation, my dad and my uncles, they kind of enjoy the spotlight. And I've never really enjoyed it too much. Matter of fact, when I was about 11 or 12 years old, I got interested in magic. And my dad was always real helpful in it. Anyway, that's a little too close. I came home one day, and my dad had all my magic tricks out, and he'd invited all the kids in the neighborhood. He was putting on a show. And the bad part about it was that it was a lot better than I ever did. And so one of these days, I'm going to make him a present of what I have left. I tried to retire about 13 years ago. Uncle Wells, somehow he's got a good memory or something. He sort of conned me into it, and I told my family that I was going to do this, and I had a number of requests, but I'm going to go ahead and try anyway. So. I'd like to start off by showing you a remarkable little card. It's remarkable because it has one spot on this side, 4 spots on this side, 3 spots on this side, 6 spots on this side. That's 1 spot on this side, 4 spots on this side, 3 spots on this side, and 6 spots on this side. Now, since we're all related, I thought it'd be nice if I taught y'all how to do one trick. So when you go home, get yourself a card just like this, paint a black spot in the middle. Now, you're also going to paint a spot over here, but don't show anyone. You keep it covered up. On this side, you actually have 4. You have one over here, but you keep that one covered up so that no one will see it. Now, the main thing to remember is that when you show the 3 spots on this side, you always want to keep the one covered over here, otherwise they'll see that there's no spot there. And the same holds true over here. When you show the 6 spots, you want to keep this one covered so they won't see the missing spot there. This may confuse you, but the part that confuses me are the 8 spots over here. So far, so what, right? Well, here's one for the older group. You know, years ago, I used to do a lot of card tricks, and once in a great while, something would go wrong. Anyway, I went to my family. Some of my relatives, you may know, are in the insurance business, and they were lucky enough, they found an insurance company that actually had a magician's insurance policy. Very reputable company, Lloyd's of Burbank, you may have heard of it. As the policy says, this policy covers performing magician against failure from warped cards, faulty fingers, or rambunctious spectators. And with this in hand, I'm going to try a card trick. Is there someone out there that knows one card from the other? Somebody just a little bit older. I'd like to get a female assistant if possible. How about this gal over here? Can I? That's good. Do you know one card from the other? You don't. That ruined my line. I was going to ask her what's the other. That's okay. You can show it to the other folks and that'll help. I use these jumbo index cards. That's so I can see them. Okay? If you'll step up here, all you have to do you know how to say stop? I never met a girl that didn't. Go ahead, look at the card, show it to your friends. That shouldn't take too long. Don't show it to me. I've seen the trick before. Do you all see the card? I'm not looking at it. Okay. Now, believe it or not, that's good. Thank you very much. How about a hand for it? I'm about to make the card rise to the top of the deck. Here it goes. Not only has her card risen to the top of the deck, it has changed into the ace of spades. That's pretty good. I'll tell you what. Actually, I do have her card right here. The card was the 5 of clubs. Was that right? No. That's where the policy comes in. What it says, as you can see, you're in good hands with Floyd's. Under the conditions of the policy, first of all parties involved must be dealing with a full deck of cards. I think that's okay. This policy does not cover enemy attack by an armed audience. Down here it is, 6. Magician may have second chance to locate a selected card if spectator A is shorter than 8 feet tall, B has less than 3 eyes, and C is not wearing snowshoes. Let's try it one more time. think I've got you right here. Was it the two of spades? It wasn't two of spades. This policy actually is called blanket coverage. What was the name of your card? The what? You're sure? As you can see, we are fully covered. You can take those home and keep them. This will probably be my last performance in a long time. This trick was one of Grandma Allen's favorites. It's been about at least 10, 13 years since I did it, and I'm going to try it. Here's an old trick. It fooled your grandfather and his grandfather before him, and I hope it fools you. It's called the Chinese linking rings. It uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 solid rings. Actually, these rings are made of solid gold. They have been chrome plated to protect the finish. Now, I would like to take this first ring, and I'd like to have somebody look it over. There you go. Check it out, see if you can find any holes, wires, thread, mirrors, or trap doors. Now, the object of the trick is to make the rings link. To make the trains, I'll give you one in a minute. Make them link and unlink as links in a chain, just like this. And I'd like somebody to look at these. Uncle Wes, I'll let you look at those. Go ahead and see if you can find the hole. Did you find any holes in that ring? Actually, there are 2 holes. There's one in this side and there's one over here. Go ahead, just hang on to them. Now, this is the Chinese method. They do it something like this. They take the rings, and just like rings of smoke, they melt together. And to get them apart, it's just the reverse. Just give them a twist, and they come apart. In America, it's more of a hurry up and get through, but they get the job done. Now, somebody has 2 rings. Would you hold your rings up by the top ring? Yeah, you got the bottom ring. Just hold it up by the top ring, and if you'll just reach one hand through like this, you'll find that they'll come right apart. Through here? Something like that. Go ahead, you play with those. You play with this one. This is what we call the magic touch. That's 1. That's 3. And 1 more makes 4. Oops. If linking 1 ring through 1 ring seems hard, and linking 1 through 2 seems impossible, you came to the right place. Here's one you may remember, porch swing. Globe of the world, like the world today, it's falling apart. Now if I can collect all the rings. I get nervous if I look at this part. Eight rings linked together. Difficulty is getting them apart. That's the Chinese linking rings. That's into the trick and the end of my part of the show. Thank you very much. I'll practice some more for next time.